What's up, guys? Welcome to Top Trending Reactions. So trending at number 4 in the United States, we have Introvert by Domix. I haven't really seen too many of his videos. I think I've seen a few. Kind of reminds me of Swoozy a little bit. So I mean, pretty nice content that he produces. So let's go ahead and dive right into this Introvert, which I happen to be a member of. All right.
I believe having a healthy mind to be a top priority, at least for myself.
Facts.
A healthy mind leads to a healthy life, and to be at peace with yourself is what I believe to be our goal during the limited time we have on this planet. But to achieve a healthy mind, you must first understand how your specific one works, and accepting that you may be different from others, which is 100% okay.
Very true.
I am an introvert, or at least I believe I fall somewhere in that category. Not to be confused with antisocial or be simplified as shyness, introversion can be misinterpreted by those who are unaware of it. And by no means am I an expert on this topic, I'm just hyper self-aware and this is what I know. To understand introversion and its counterpart extroversion, you must see it as a result of what drains and recovers your energy.
Right.
Introverts lose energy from being around people for long periods and recharge their energy by spending time alone. Extroverts are the opposite, where they tire from being alone and recharge by being social. It is very rare to be strictly one or the other. We all fall at different ranges on the spectrum. I enjoy being alone. Well, not all the time, but I have a lot of hobbies that can be done alone, and those times in solitude are a great way for me to reflect on myself and whatever current obstacles I'm trying to overcome. Whether it be relationship matters, career matters, ideas for new videos, do we have enough toilet paper, I enjoy just thinking about things. If you ever hang out with me and notice that I'm just staring blankly at your elbow, and you ask me, "Hey dude, what you thinking about?" and I reply, "Nothing," I probably mean I forgot. Because I've been so deep in mental isolation that I can't figure out how to verbalize my thoughts. Why do killer whales get the killer prefix when so many other sea animals are predators as well? Don't most fish kill and eat other fish below them in the food chain? Very fun fact. Killer whales aren't even whales, they're dolphins! Wanna know what the most dangerous fish is? The catfish. I mean, yes, I enjoy having company and being around others as well, but there are things about isolation that I just appreciate. Some of you might not understand the appeal because you may directly correlate seclusion with loneliness. If you are alone, you must be lonely, and being lonely is bad, therefore being alone is bad. Which isn't necessarily true. You can be in a dense population and still feel lonely. Growing up, I found myself in all sorts of groups and situations where I felt lonely despite being surrounded by people.
Right.
Physical loneliness versus mental loneliness. To be alone doesn't mean you are lonely. Loneliness is just a result of one's negative perception of being alone. But introverts flip that mindset and take on a positive perspective on it. Hey yo, Dom, did you check out that party last night? Crazy, wasn't it?
Nintendo Switch?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was wild. Wings. I prefer to do a lot of things alone. I grew up playing video games, and while many games are made for people to enjoy with others, I find great value in single-player games. I have a habit of disappearing from the world for a few days, sometimes weeks.
I don't like being online either.
I'm so immersed in the world of the games I play. I find myself playing a lot of online games this way, where although it's encouraged to be played with others, I often choose to be a lone wolf and experience the game solo, while still appreciating the seldom interactions with other players. I value the freedom of being alone, not having to worry about others and only myself. As selfish as it sounds, the only burdens you can bear are only limited to your own. A lot of online multiplayer games encourage teamwork and its necessity to overcome certain trials or enemies, but I find it very fulfilling to discover that solo players are able to achieve the same feats by themselves. There's nothing more thrilling than witnessing an underdog achieve what others believe they couldn't on their own. And taking a step back, I see this reflect how I act in the real world. I like venturing out and achieving things on my own. It helps me discover and understand things about what I can do and what I am incapable of doing or need improvement on. And those are lessons I could only learn by being my own teacher. My mind is at peace when things make sense, or at least when it's reasonable for things to be the way they are. They
Right.
don't necessarily have to be beneficial, I just seek closure through rationality. Why do I have a surplus of chins? Because I have a declining metabolism and my eating and exercise habits are inconsistent due to my lack of self discipline.
Well, at least
I
he
am
knows
at
that.
peace with it for now. Why do people leave mean comments on my videos? Well, it might be because they are
Trolls.
damaged in some way and are using you as an outlet to project those insecurities,
Most of their
or they lack
children.
the
They're
empathy to
mostly just
understand the
children.
emotional consequences of their words, and anonymity on the internet gives them a false sense of invincibility, a
Right.
taste of the nectar unavailable to them in the real world.
Right.
I like this girl. Why doesn't she like me back? Because your self entitlement has blinded you from understanding that it is not your place to complain about people's criteria for attraction, and that romantic reciprocity is never guaranteed. You ain't got the
Wow.
sauce. Accept it. As much as I love hanging out with friends,
This guy's
especially
so
those I don't get
intelligent.
to see often, VidCon and Anime Expo were very exhausting events
Yes.
for me. Conventions are often where I get to meet the most fans, and while I love seeing you guys in person and witnessing your genuine appreciation of my work, I get very drained doing so in great volumes.
I get
But
anxiety
please
too.
don't mistake my lack of energy to mean I am ungrateful. Being hyper aware of myself and my quirks, I'm actually pretty nervous when meeting a lot of fans at once due to my irrational fear that I may not live up to their expectations, especially if I only have a limited time to do it. My only hope is that I made a good enough impression. It's sad to say, but the majority of fans that I have met, I will probably never meet again. And if the only time we had together was a few seconds or a couple of minutes, it takes a lot of energy to ensure that their patience and excitement to see me was worthwhile for them.
That's
I may
nice.
be
That's a
too
nice feeling.
self-critical at times, but I feel that it's necessary so that I can grow as a person. It's easy to look at others and make judgments based on our perspectives, but rarely are people able to reflect on themselves, failing to see their own faults and often failing to see their own beauty as well. Learn
True.
to both criticize and appreciate yourself so that you can
I
continuously
grow.
develop a better you. Thanks
Exactly.
for watching. But before you
Holy
guys go,
crap.
I just want to share with you BetterHelp, an awesome place where you can get affordable and private online counseling, anytime and anywhere you need, and in multiple languages too. You'll have access to licensed, trained, experienced, and accredited psychologists, marriage and family therapists,
Okay,
clinical
guys.
social work.
All right, guys. So we're gonna stop it right there. Um, this guy is so intelligent. I mean, I've seen a few of his videos. I want to say like years ago. I haven't really visited his channel too much until I mean it was trending at number four. Um, I know he has tons of other videos that always hit the trending board. But man, this video really, really hit home for me. Not in all aspects, but in most aspects, as a fellow introvert, like I truly get drained when I'm around a lot of people. It's so bad for me. I don't even, I love video games, but I don't like being online with other people too much. I like single player video games like the new God of War. That is my home base. So, video games like that. This guy is really intelligent. I'm not going to too much dwell on this, but in the comment section, let me know, are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? And how do you describe yourself as an introvert? And how do you describe yourself as an extrovert? I'd love to know. Leave a comment at the bottom. Again, make sure you guys go subscribe to Domix. Really, really intelligent guy. Never really knew that he was this well this self-aware. Like he's really self-aware of himself, and that is so important as someone who's going to grow as a person. So kudos to him, man. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.